Good evening. Thank you for joining us for Advent Day 8. Today we're talking about do unto others. So, as we're contemplating the gifts of Christmas, what do you think it would look like to give to those in need instead of just to those who are wanting more? Would it look like giving to Jesus? That's what we're going to talk about today. Matthew 6 says, "Beware of practicing your righteousness before other people in order to be seen by them, for then you will have no reward from your Father who is in heaven." So, giving gifts to impress others does not impress God. So, I'm going to tell you a Christmas story. It is, after all, Christmas. There's an old story about a tree living in the Queen's forest. Long ago, all evergreen trees were perfect. Every Christmas, the Queen's woodsman would search the forest for the most beautiful tree to be set in great honor in the center of the hall for Christmas. Each tree carefully guarded and maintained its perfect shape. One promising seedling, ignoring the jealous whispers of the other trees, decided to simply do its best. One cold night, a panicked rabbit came by frantically searching for cover from a pack of howling wolves. The other trees raised their branches so as not to be disturbed by the frightened bunny. The small pine lowered his branches, and the bunny crawled underneath them and safely hid through the night. The next morning, it could no longer raise its branches. They had pressed too long in the snow. Soon there was a terrible blizzard. A tired, lost wren searched for shelter, but each tree feared for its perfect shape and closed its branches. The small pine opened its branches to the wren and sheltered her from the storm. The next morning, it couldn't move its branches back into shape. And then another day, a starving fawn was searching for food in the packed snow. The trees pulled their branches up high so the fawn could not reach their leaves. The small pine was filled with compassion and stretched out its branches to the fawn. When the fawn was fed, Small Pine's branches were ragged indeed. The small pine oozed a tear of pine gum as it realized it could never hope to be the Queen's Christmas tree. The small pine didn't notice several days later as a queen rode by and she angrily gazed upon it. How could such an ugly tree be allowed in her forest? Then she noticed the tracks of the animals under the tree. The wren feather in the branches, and the queen was filled with understanding. The queen pointed to the ragged little tree and had him cut down and carried to the place of honor in her great hall. For in that little tree, the queen saw the protecting arms of God and the love of Christ expressed on earth. So I have another verse for you, Matthew 6:2. "When you give to the needy, sound no trumpet before you, as the hypocrites do in the synagogues and in the streets, that they may be praised by others. I say to you, they have received their reward. But when you give to the needy, do not let your left hand know what your right is doing, so that your giving may be in secret, and your Father who sees in secret will reward you." And then in Matthew 25, Jesus says, "The king will say to those on his right, 'Come, you who are blessed by my Father, inherit the kingdom prepared for you from the foundation of the world. For I was hungry, and you gave me food. I was thirsty, and you gave me drink. I was a stranger, and you welcomed me. I was naked, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you visited me. I was in prison, and you came to me.' Then the righteous will answer him, saying, 'Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you drink? And when did we see you a stranger and welcome you, or naked and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and visit you?' And the king will answer them, 'Truly I say to you, as you did it to one of the least of these my brothers, you did it also to me. When you're thinking about giving gifts this Christmas, think about what gift will you give Jesus? God bless you, and I'll see you tomorrow for Advent Day 9.